Okay, good afternoon. Just as a reminder, this afternoon the Secretary General will jump on a plane and will be heading to Japan, where he will take part in the Peace Memorial Ceremony in Hiroshima. That will take place on Saturday. He will reiterate his call on world leaders to urgently eliminate stockpiles of nuclear weapons. As we mentioned before, he will also meet a group of surviving victims of the bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And as you know, the survivors are known as the hibakusha. And he will also participate in a dialogue with young activists. From there, he will head off to Mongolia and the Republic of Korea. More details as they come. And we, I think, shared with you under embargo his remarks that he will deliver in Hiroshima. This morning, in an event that is still ongoing, the Secretary General briefed the General Assembly on progress accomplished since the launch of our Common Agenda report. Mr. Guterres said that in the year since the report was presented, the need for its proposals has only increased. Business as usual will almost certainly guarantee a future of constant crises and devastating risks, he told member states. Turning to our proposals in our Common Agenda, the Secretary General said he's pleased to see that work has started on many of them, preparations as well, advanced in the Transforming Education Summit in September, which will provide an opportunity to mobilize action and reimagine education systems fit for the future. He also announced that during the forthcoming session of the General Assembly, he will present a plan to reform the international financial architecture to tackle historic weaknesses and inequalities. Turning to his proposal to organize a summit for the future, the Secretary General described progress as well as ideas to develop this event. And there is an ongoing dialogue with member states going on now until 12:45. This morning, in a tweet, the Secretary General said, as we mark 2 years since the horrific explosion at the Beirut port, it is 2 years without justice. In the name of the dead, among them the son of a UN staff member, the Secretary General reiterated his call for an impartial, thorough, and transparent investigation into the explosion. Turning to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, we've been asked about recent developments there, and I will tell you that we regret the decision of the government of the Democratic Republic of the Congo to request a member of the UN Peacekeeping mission, MONUSCO, its spokesperson, to depart the country. In line with the status of the UN under the charter of the organization, any concerns that governments may have regarding the actions of a member of MONUSCO should be raised directly with the mission leadership. Excuse me. The mission and UN headquarters are accordingly engaging with the government to address this matter. Also, as you're aware, the Security Council met in close consultations this morning to discuss the situation in the DRC, and they were briefed by Jean-Pierre Lacroix, the head of the Peace Operations Department. Staying in the same broad region, quick update from the peacekeeping mission in the Central African Republic. Yesterday, the head of the mission there, Valentin Rukwabiza, handed over to national authorities newly built and equipped premises for the Gendarmerie of Begua, which is in the Umbela Mpoko prefecture. The new facility will help enhance security in the area and further the implementation of the national plan to strengthen interior security forces as part of the mission's efforts to restore its state authority. On Tuesday in Bangassou, the mission organized a session for 125 people, including 75 women, to provide information on our support to the peace process and forthcoming local elections. In the past 2 weeks, peacekeepers conducted a total of 1,209 patrols in the country, all with the aim of protecting civilians. These patrols took place in Bakuma, Bria, Nzako, and Wanda Jale, which have all been impacted by insecurity. I was also asked about the current situation between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and I can tell you that the Secretary General is following with concern recent reports of tensions in and around the Nagorno-Karabakh region. While we are not in a position to confirm or verify such reports, we urge the sides to exercise restraint and address all outstanding issues through dialogue. The UN Population Fund today announced 10 winners of its first ever Joint Innovation Challenge, a competition to fund for social enterprises with innovative solutions that advance the empowerment of women and girls worldwide. The winners pitched a range of innovation, from portable diagnostic systems for pre-eclampsia to a board game that shares information on sexual and reproductive and health as well as rights. Dr. Khanam, the head of UNFPA, said the creative thinking and innovation solutions are key to accelerate progress for women and girls around the world. 10 organizations headed by women from Costa Rica, Armenia, Mongolia, Uganda, Nigeria, Turkey, Colombia, Bangladesh, Rwanda, and Cameroon were honored this year. The 10 winners each received $60,000, which will allow these organizations to move from pilot stage to scale. Tomorrow we will have briefing by the FAO's chief economist, Maximo Torero. He will join us virtually to brief on the FAO's latest food price index. Then at 1 p.m., there will be a briefing in person here by Dr. Robert Floyd, the executive secretary of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, known as the CTBTO. And after a long dry spell, I'm happy to report we have a new payment on the payment file, and that is from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. And we thank Pyongyang for that. Edith and then Sherwin.
Thank you, Steph. First, China has launched a series of military drills that have essentially blockaded Taiwan and fired missiles. Japan's protested that 5 of these missiles fell in its waters. Does the Secretary General have any comment?
Well, I think I can tell you the Secretary General is following with the developments closely and with concern.
Secondly, can you give us any update on ship movements from Ukraine? I know you had said that some were possibly expected, hopefully expected yesterday. What's happening?
Yes, I can give you an update, and the update is that there is no update, unfortunately, to share. It's not that I can't. I checked with our colleagues in Istanbul a few minutes ago. As soon as there's something new to share with you, I shall do that.
Stéphane, DRC, could you give us any indication as to what, I know it was closed consultation, so you're not really supposed to tell us, right? But any sense of what the UN's posture is in terms of ongoing investigations in the Democratic Republic of Congo, what the scenario is on the ground given the...
Well, I mean, the scenario is obviously tense. We are conducting an investigation to what happened last Sunday, where civilians were clearly killed. We should have some, hopefully, preliminary information in the next couple of days. We are also very much in touch with the government and in touch with local communities to ensure that there's a very open and frank dialogue with them. Madam, sorry, Kirsten, and...
Then, just to be clear, the spokesperson was asked to leave. Has he left? Will he leave?
He was not in country when that happened. And Matthias was not happened to be on leave when that came in. Madam.
Is that true that Mali has ordered the departure within 72 hours? Now it should be 48 hours of foreign forces from a base at Bamako airport that was used by foreign soldiers and by the UN. Is that true?
Look, I mean, we've been involved in very detailed discussions with the Malian authorities. There was, I think, what was described to me as a constructive meeting earlier this week on the issue of the rotation of uniform personnel, because this is what it's about, including for the resumption of the modalities of the resumption of those rotations. Follow-up discussions are continuing between the mission and the Malian authorities so that the rotations can resume to ensure operational effectiveness and the safety and security of our personnel. It is critical for a peacekeeping operation to function, to have the ability to do these rotations. So there are obviously concerns from what we gather, concerns on the government side. We're trying to work those out so the mission is able to function properly. Okay. Happy Thursday to all of you. I should come earlier more often. Yes, exactly.